Hey guys, welcome to the Taste of Drew. So today we're gonna have story time. Today on this show, we're gonna do things a little differently, and I'm gonna have a story time for you guys. We're gonna be talking about one of my, I don't know, some of my few accidents I've had when I've been driving. So I don't know if you guys know, but I'm an amazing driver. If you watch my Instagram stories, you can see all the time how passionate I am about driving, about the people around me. But I do have a little road rage. Like my road rage is really tiny. Like if it was on a scale, it would be like pretty small. Like maybe 1 to 10, my road rage is like a point 0.5. So I'm not crazy or nothing like that. But sometimes when people do get me mad, I can go from that point 0.5 to 10. Okay? Okay? I hope you guys understand this. Because when you're driving, there's a certain way you're supposed to drive. You're not supposed to cross in front of me. But because that's gonna give me a reason to come out my car and punch. I'm a point 0.5. I would. That would not happen to me on a regular day, like me coming out of the car and doing any of that nonsense. I'm not that type of person. So I guess I could say that I've had maybe one, two, three, four, 5 accidents, maybe, or maybe 6. Let's start. Let me see. What's the funniest one? So my first accident is actually my funniest one. Okay, so one day I was going to school. It's a regular day, but I was having my physics final that day. And I don't know what happened. I was going to school, and then I'm going to park. But across the street from my school, there's like you could park across the street from the school, and it's this long block, like this park. So I get to the cross section. A lot of people who went to my school, St. Francis Prep, would know this cross section. Is that cross section on the quarter? It's on Horace Harding. So I get to Horace Harding, and I see I don't want to go down to 7-Eleven to make that U-turn because that's like 5 blocks down to make a U-turn just to come back 5 blocks and then come all the way back down this long road to come back. It's just too much. So I was like, you know what? Let me take the shortcut and let me back up. So I put myself in reverse. Mind you, I'm driving a 2001 Corolla Toyota. I put myself, and this car has bad brakes. So I put myself in reverse and I start backing up. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm thinking that day. So I put myself in reverse and I'm reversing. I've been reversing for maybe 5 minutes. And then I don't think I was looking back anymore because I'm like, oh, I got the hang of this. I'm the Mr. Cool guy. So I keep reversing. All of a sudden I hear I'm like, I turn around, I'm like, oh, what the fuck? I'm like, oh my gosh. This is my first accident, so I'm shook. I'm shook. There's people in front of me in their cars, like waiting to go into the test, I guess. Um, and then everybody sees this, so everybody gets out their car and looking. I'm in my car just looking, so I'm like, nobody saw me. I looked around. No, no, like the person of this that owned this car did not see me. So I'm getting ready to leave. I put myself in drive. All of a sudden, my car can't move. My car is stuck. So I hit a school bus. Okay. I hit a school bus. And then I'm like, wow. So the school bus driver, he was sleeping in it out of all day. Why you had to be sleeping in it? He comes out, he's like, what is going on? He has like a Chinese accent, and I don't want to like offend anybody, so I'm not going to do any of these accents or anything, because I don't want this stuff to come haunt me when I get famous, or if I get famous, or if I go to a good job or anything. Because you see how like all these people post these stuff, like city girls, they were talking mad shit about Haitians and it came back to them, so they cancel. I don't listen to their music. But I digress, and let's get back to the point. I don't want to say anything bad about Chinese people, but the Chinese man came out of his bus and he's looking at me trying to leave. So I get out, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm just like acting like I'm sympathetic so he could let me go. Then I see like, so there's that black side railing to the school bus. It got caught on my car. I don't know how this happened, but it got stuck to my car. It's under my bumper, like it's taking my wheel. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, what did I just get into? So I'm like, can you just let this go? So I call my dad right away, and I'm like, Dad, can you talk to him? So my dad's like, oh, okay, can we just like I'll pay you like the cash for it. We don't need to go to insurance because first of all, I'm 16 because I have a late birthday. I'm on my permit, so that's already bad for me. So the guy's like, no, it's a private company. We can't do that. We have to report it to the insurance. So we get done with this, and I'm just like, wow. So one of my friends, I'm like, I called them. I'm like, I had an accident, and I'm like, can you just meet me down here? So they come and they're looking at this. They're laughing. I get into school to go take. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I went into school to tell them I had an accident, and everybody already knew. The people are texting me. They're like, oh, what happened? And then I'm thinking that I'm not gonna have to take the physics test, so I'm happy. I don't know if I subconsciously did this just to like maybe not have to take the physics test, but that didn't work because I ended up having to take the physics test, and I failed physics for the semester. It was just so much shock, and I was just not ready for the test. So that's why I feel like I planned to crash. So that's one of the stories.